If you clicked on this video, most likely you struggle with social anxiety, or you just see my beautiful face and you had to click. Either way, I'm here to tell you some reasons why you actually may have social anxiety and where it could stem from. I used to have social anxiety, and to this day I actually still do, and I still struggle with it. Man, I was scared to look people in the eye during conversations. I thought my opinion didn't matter, so I just shut the fuck up. I was scared to add volume to my voice because I hated the way it sounded. So many things. Like, scared to meet new people because I just was scared of the way that they were going to think of me. I hated the way I looked. Like, a lot of things that stemmed from me having social anxiety. And honestly, it may be a thing that I actually will never get over. But the fact that I've improved it over these past few years says a lot. And honestly, that's what keeps me going. Because you spend so much time in a non-social world rather than being in a social one. And what I mean by that is you spend so much time being in your phone. I don't even want to say on your phone anymore because I feel like it's so much deeper than just on our phones. We're literally in our phones nowadays. Like, genuinely, that's our world and that's where we stay. Okay, most of our walking hours, we spend in our phones. We either just mindlessly scroll or we spend communicating with our friends. Okay, and we provide our opinions, and we're not really scared to do so because it's actually behind our screen. And behind the screen, none of our insecurities are there to be shown. Whether you're insecure about your hair, I just went bald, by the way. I had to cut it all off, so this is gonna be hard to do now. Either it's about your hair, your teeth, your voice, your height, your weight, etc., etc. When it's behind the screen, you don't have to put forward any of those insecurities, so it gives you a sense of safety. But then when you're put into an IRL situation, it makes you feel anxious for that obvious reason because all those things reverse. Everything is forward now, and everything makes you, and you feel like you're kind of not, you feel kind of like you're being attacked, honestly, because, yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of how it is nowadays, unfortunately. Everybody's more safe behind the screen, and this could either be in a positive or a negative way. It's mostly in a negative way because people will start spreading hate behind the screen because they're too scared to show their faces, whatever. But yeah, that's mostly where it stems from. Your past negative experiences and traumas. I've been through a lot of traumatic experiences myself, one of them being losing my dad to cancer in 2019. And that really did leave me with a lot of social anxiety because, like, after that, I really just fell deep into my thoughts, and I was honestly in trauma. The last thing my brain wanted to do was perform socially. So I just kind of didn't, obviously. And then when time came for me to actually perform, it's like, I don't really want to do this right now, just for a multitude of reasons. But you and a lot of other people may have gone through a lot worse things. Okay, and one thing I realized that all of us tend to do is that we tend to trip over rocks that are behind us, if that makes sense. And I know damn well my dad would not want his death, his passing to hold me back, and he wouldn't want me to use his passing as an excuse to not thrive in my life. I know damn well he wouldn't want to do that. And if your experience doesn't have anything, if your traumatic experiences don't have anything to do with a lost one, say it's like emotional abuse or whatever, emotional abuse, physical abuse, whatever it could be, it's going to be up to you not to let that define you throughout the future. Okay, so like, leave those rocks behind you, but maybe like take time to sculpt those rocks into a nice sculpture that actually shines through your life and builds authenticity and actually builds your character. Don't just let them be burdens. Turn them into sculptures. You're not tracking your thoughts. I know there's probably some times when you've kind of been asked to go to a new social interaction where there might be new people, or you're going to go outside, you're going to go somewhere, and you kind of you just get this bubbling feeling in your stomach, and you start getting butterflies, you start getting scared, and you start getting all these negative thoughts. But doesn't it make sense to actually take time to jot down those thoughts and write them, to kind of talk to yourself? And then when you come back, you can talk to yourself and maybe understand, okay, why was he or she thinking that why was I thinking that way, and maybe how are these ways actually not true. You might start to think that they're stupid. You might really start to think that they're stupid. And for me, what I did with this, like, I used to freestyle a lot when I was depressed and sad, and I actually struggled with social anxiety and all that kind of stuff. I used to freestyle and rap on beats and express my thoughts in that way. And then even a couple of days after, I would look at them and I'd be like, this guy retarded. Why is he even thinking that way, etc., etc.? Because it didn't make sense. Most of them were just really self-deprecating and honestly just not true. And some of them even stem from the comments that I've gotten in the past from certain people. And honestly, it just didn't make sense for me to hold on to them anymore. I just kind of had that realization, and I wouldn't have had that realization if I didn't put those thoughts on paper. So if you just let those thoughts consume you, your thoughts are always going to consume those other thoughts with other thoughts with other thoughts, and you're going to end up with a tower of self-deprecating thoughts that all have just one small foundation that you just have to go back and look at that foundation of those thought processes and then break it down, because it's probably really weak and it probably makes no sense and it's probably gone now. So let go of it. Lastly, bro, social anxiety usually comes from things that may have happened to you in the past, whether that be emotional, sexual, or physical abuse, abandonment, or death of a parent. It could be a lot of things, a multitude of things that I don't even really want to get into right now. But the question is, are you going to carry that for the rest of your life? Or are you going to recognize the burden that it plays in your life and let it go? The choice is yours, G. Start off tomorrow strong, bro. Peace.